Beloved character and veteran bluesman T-Buckk spent the years of his life doing what he loved, creating and performing music with longtime friends Michael Clay, Ruben Ayala, Paul Harrington, and Ed Smith. Both a singer and guitarist in his own right, T-Buckk was playing the blues from way back as both a bandleader and a hired gun electric guitarist for many more Texas blues bands, including the legendary bassist Chuck Rainey, the Rodney Johnson Band, and his own group, Buck and the System. Personal, spiritual, and musical insights in the ensuing years led T-Buckk to his straight-from-the-heart songwriting and a unique swamp blues folk musical style that reflects his history. These musical ideas have evolved into what T-Buckk called melting potluck, a unique tapestry of multi-ethnic acoustic instrumentation with an honest, down-home Southern soul. We attempt to bring you the best, brightest, and most diverse music Texas has to offer. Join us in the special celebration of the life and music of David Timothy Orsburn.
Waco, gateway to Texas history.
Guests of the Texas Music Cafe stay exclusively at the Waco Hilton.
The performing artists at the Texas Music Cafe eat exclusively at Waco's Elite Cafe.
The Texas Music Cafe proudly offers admission discounts to studio performances for donations of non-perishable food items. Support Caritas because poverty costs us all.
You know, art is kind of like breakfast cereal. If you don't like cornflakes, there's always Fruit Loops.
I left home as a wayward son, left my youth on the altar, married up at 21. Left my childhood sweetheart and a precious family, but I was always running hard away from me. Ain't got money and I ain't got fame, ain't got nothing but a poor man's name. Well, thinking ain't my strong suit, 'cause I ain't real smart, but I'm a genius in matters of the heart. Well, I quit school, I had a spoon-fed destiny. 23 years down the road, well, I finished up for me. I lost my new true love. She said I'd gone insane, but God healed the wound. Then I refused to re-embrace the pain. Ain't got money and I ain't got fame, ain't got nothing but a poor man's name. Thinking ain't my strong suit, 'cause I ain't too smart, but I'm a genius in matters of the heart. Walk away from the hurting and the pain. Walk away from the hatred and the shame. Well, if it don't bring us together, I don't want no part of it. So don't ask me what I'm thinking, 'cause I'm trying real hard to quit. I ain't got money and I ain't got fame, ain't got nothing but a poor man's name. Thinking ain't my strong suit, 'cause I ain't real smart, but I'm a genius in matters of the heart. Walk away from the hurting and the pain. Walk away from the heartache and the shame. Well, if it don't bring us together, I don't want no part of it. So don't ask me what I'm thinking, 'cause I'm trying real hard to quit. I am a loser when it comes to your sweet success. And if you judge me by my cover, well, you can say my book's a mess. God, my friends and family have always pulled me through, and I can tell my son I love him like my dead daddy couldn't do. Ain't got money and I ain't got fame. Ain't got nothing but a poor man's name. Thinking ain't my strong suit, 'cause I ain't real smart, but I'm a genius in matters of the heart. I'm a genius in matters of the heart. I'm a genius in matters of the heart. I'm a genius, well, I'm a genius in matters of the heart. Woo-hoo-hoo. 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 Woo-hoo-hoo.
Tim was the eldest of 6 kids. He always got stuck babysitting. And we lived in a farmhouse way out in the middle of nowhere. It's on Arapahoe and Plano in Richardson, which is now all skyscrapers. Well, sitting out there on the screened-in porch, watching the kids, he had nothing to do. He's going stir crazy. But my dad bought him this guitar. And got a friend of his who owned a music store to give him about 5 lessons. Bought him an amplifier, and he was off and running.
He really was a genius at matters of the heart. And I know maybe other people have said that about him. But if 50 million people had to hear it, I'd say that summed him up.
He and I went back to East Texas where we first met about 20-something years ago, 77. That's when we first got together, and we played in a band. We hung out there for a while, and we came to Dallas. We wrote a few songs. We got along with each other well. We decided to come to Dallas and put something together and see what we could do.
He played with my band. He came to College Station and played with my band once, and he played with us. We 3 played a gig together too, at a coffee house, that's his setting. That's his kind of setting.
He called me up and said, I got this session I need you to do. You don't know me, I'm not going to pay you anything. but you're friends with a lot of my friends, and so you should do it. And I said,
don't be late.
No, and I said,
and don't be late.
And I said, okay, when and where?
I realized after Tim was gone, he had a way of, he was so eccentric, his whole life was like clutter everywhere. It was, it looked like he was a mess. But on a personal level, Tim had the most remarkable capacity to connect with people. So many people felt that they were his special friend. A friend of mine said, we all felt that we were his special friend. And it's not that he was making you feel like that, like some guy that had been trained to go, hi, how are you? And remember your name. He wasn't like that. He really did care.
Jobs. Man, I've done all kinds of jobs to play music. I guess the first job I'll just start down the line. The very first paying job I had, I guess, was hauling hay. My dad got it for me. And it was for a penny a bale for this slave driver, man. This guy would drive 20 miles an hour, pulling the trailer and have us throw bales on. And I was just like, God, I did this for 2 days and I was sick. Walked away with $2. So I came home and told my dad, I said, man, I quit my job. And he reamed me out, read me the riot act. And he goes, I got that job for you. It's a hard work. You should be there and build character. And I said, well, I got me another job. He said, what's that? And I said, well, I went down the street and got a job from another man, and I'm getting 5 cents a bail. So he didn't have much to say after that. So my next job, I guess I worked at a Dairy Queen. I was a soda jerk for about a year, and then I moved up and started doing bricklayer work. I had to work for 2 weeks for nothing. 2 weeks for nothing. The guy says, if you work for me for 2 weeks for nothing, I'll pay you $8 an hour, which when I was 15 years old was outrageous, you know. So
still pretty good today.
Still pretty good today. So I worked for 2 weeks for nothing, and they killed me, man. I mean, they were like beating me to death. And then after the 2 weeks, I stuck with it, and he back paid me for all that 2 weeks. So I've been a scuba diver instructor. I taught scuba lessons in East Texas. We used to do our checkouts at New Braunfels and Lake Travis. And I've been a carpenter. I've been a record store manager. I worked for a law firm for 7 years, and did that. I worked at a sporting goods store as a ski tech and a bicycle tech. Worked on rollerblades and bicycles, and I've been a professional musician through all that stuff. I worked as an ambulance driver for a while, drove ambulances, and worked as an emergency room tech. And music has always afforded me, it's been the common thread through everything. And then with music, I've been able to pick and choose things that I really wanted to learn. A couple of jobs I took out of necessity. I mean, I always needed a job, but a couple of jobs I took out of necessity. And then but mostly I chose professions of things that I really wanted to learn. So music has allowed me to do that. And I love it because of that.
He had such a history that he could have talked nonstop the entire time I knew him, and only have told me 1/10 of his life story. That, and he was in the other direction. He was endlessly creative.
Somebody asked him once, well, how did you learn how to write the blues? He said, you don't learn the blues, you live the blues.
I think that the themes of redemption were real for him. And I think that's what made it real to other people. That he would admit, this is who I was and this is who I am. And he wouldn't hold back.
Appreciate it. I was really glad when this song came to me. I don't really consider myself a song craftsman. More like a secretary, kind of waiting for the call. When this one came, I was quite pleased. Not myself, just that I had this medicine to walk with. Well, I woke up this morning with a smile on my face, the sunshine through my window, the universe all in place, just singing with the bluebirds. I'm whistling this song. Well, I ain't been this happy since the blues came along. Quitting all my crying, I ain't blue anymore. No more darkness deep inside me, just a big open door. 'Cause somebody up there loves me, and I ain't got a fret. No more feeling guilty, living a life of regrets. I'm gonna bury my blues neath a big willow tree. I'm gonna say my goodbyes to all of my misery. I'm gonna walk in the sunshine where the wind's blowing free. Gonna bury my blues before my blues bury me. Wash away my troubles, wash away all my cares. Unconditional surrender to that loving man upstairs. 'Cause somebody up there loves me, Lord, and I sure know who. No more feeling guilty, living a life of the blues. I'm gonna bury my blues neath a big willow tree. I'm gonna say my goodbyes to all of my misery. I'm gonna walk in the sunshine where the wind's blowing free. Gonna bury my blues before my blues bury me. I'm just singing with the bluebirds, and I'm whistling their song. Well, I ain't been this happy since the blues came along. Wash away my troubles, wash away all my cares. Unconditional surrender, that loving man upstairs. 'Cause somebody up there loves me, Lord, and I sure know who. No more feeling guilty, living a life with the blues. I'm gonna bury my blues neath the big willow tree. I'm gonna say my goodbyes to all of my misery. Bye-bye. I'm gonna walk in the sunshine where the wind's blowing free. Gonna bury my blues before my blues bury me. I'm gonna bury my blues neath the big willow tree. I'm gonna say my goodbyes to all of my misery. I'm gonna walk in the sunshine where the wind's blowing free. Gonna bury my blues before my blues, for my blues bury me. I'm gonna get me a shovel, I'm gonna dig a hole, I'm gonna bury my blues. Ain't gonna cry anymore. Get me a shovel, dig me a hole, I'm gonna bury my blues. Ain't gonna cry anymore. Give me a shovel, that's right, we'll set myself free. I'm gonna bury my blues before my blues, for my blues. I'm gonna bury all my blues, bury my blues. I'm gonna bury all my blues before my blues bury me. Thank you.
Flow River Flow is a piece that nobody in the world would put a harmonica on. T-Buckk thought I was an integral part of it, and he didn't want to do it without me.
He's just an incredibly spiritual man, and you feel that, you sense that with eye contact when you first meet him and with that first handshake.
If you're not happy, he make you happy. Even without word, because he is here and he make you happy like this.
He was a spiritual teacher by example and just by telling his story without ever being preachy. He just told his story in the most honest, straightforward way.
There's a river in my head, and it separates my brain. Burning desert sand from the gentle pouring rain. As I dive deep in my heart, and I take myself a drink. Love will bind the things I feel unto the things I think.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Ed Smith, Paul Harrington. Thank you.
The later stuff that Tim did, as I was saying, Mike and Tim's stuff was kind of silly songs. But then later in his career and before he died, he was really putting out some really prolific stuff, some very enjoyable, thought-provoking music, not only about his spirituality, but also about where he had been, his life, and where he was hoping to go.
Well, a few of us have commented that Tim lived his entire life like a dying man. If somebody had said, you have 10 years to live, or 46 years to live, go. Tim would have just, that was Tim.
We did I felt like a lot of good work, and it's been, these type of gatherings have been really nice to get together and kind of bring it all back out and get a chance to listen to the work, some of the work we've done and the work that Tim's done. He was very prolific.
We miss you, and now we don't have the bookings. What did you do? Also, you were doing so good, why couldn't you be healthy? Because I'm mad at him. I'm mad at him. I am. I miss him and I'm mad at him. You know that?
He just make everybody up, you know, like, oh, don't worry. Hey, Sergey.
He always told me his gift for music was he was just taking dictation. It was from an inspiration from above. He was just taking dictation when it came to him.
When I'm sitting in my living room, I have this feeling that you're right on the other side of the glass, and you're able to look in, and I can't see out the glass.
Some people dress kind of funny, and some got no hair on their heads. Some drive old cars with no money, and some sleep on floors, not in beds. And some people speak with no learning. Some people cry when they're sad. Well, just 'cause somebody is different, well, it don't mean that somebody's bad. So watch where you're pointing that finger, 'cause it just might go off in your face. No human's got all the answers to fix up the whole human race. So before you say somebody is screwed up, why don't you unscrew yourself? 'Cause everyone's weird to somebody who is weirder to somebody else. Some people say life is precious, and some people swear life is cheap. Well, I got my own philosophy. I say that living is sweet. And some people worship a turnip, and some people worship the Christ. Well, I think if we worshipped each other, that the world sure would be kind of nice. So watch where you're pointing that finger, 'cause it just might go off in your face. No human's got all the answers to fix up the whole human race. So before you say somebody is screwed up, why don't you unscrew yourself? 'Cause everyone's weird to somebody who is weirder to somebody else. Like I said, I wrote this song for my own self, 'cause I needed it. Caught myself going, man, that guy's screwed up. By the time I got home and took a nice long look in the mirror, well, the most screwed up guy I ever knew was looking right back at me. And he looked a lot like me, except he wasn't as good looking. I said, boy, why don't you just unscrew your own self? Next thing I knew, I was scribbling down lyrics fast. The rest is history. So every now and then I just sing this song to myself just to remind me. So watch where you're pointing that finger, 'cause it just might go off in your face. No human's got all the answers to fix up the whole human race. So before you say somebody is screwed up, why don't you unscrew your own self, boy? 'Cause everyone's weird to somebody who is weirder to somebody else. So before you say somebody is screwed up, T-Buckk, why don't you unscrew yourself? 'Cause everyone's weird to somebody who is weirder to somebody else. Yes, everyone's weird to somebody who is weirder to somebody else. Yes, everyone's weird to somebody who is weirder to somebody else. La da 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 da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la.
Be sure and check out the Texas Music Cafe website for scheduling and upcoming information. And remember, eat your music. It's good for you.
Waco, gateway to Texas history.
Just because you like it doesn't mean it's not art.